don't miss out on my Raiders versus Broncos watch party. Kickoff starts about 10 minutes before, so like 3:55. Make sure you got the subscribers and make sure everyone that is subscribed got the notifications turned on. But what we're going to be doing here for the show, we're going to be breaking down a preview. I'm also going to give you my analysis on the game. But if you're a die-hard Raiders fan, make sure you click that big red button. I want to get to 63,000 subs before Sunday. So again, hit that big red button and subscribe. No matter the location, from OAKLA to LV, I'm a Raider. Let's take a look now at the Week 10 matchup. Denver Broncos on the road up against the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm ready for this one because any single time you're going to play the Donkeys, you got to be ready to rock and roll, right? And I understand they're 3-5. You get some good Drew Lock, you get some bad Drew Lock. But I'll tell you what, you can't ever sleep on an AFC West rival. And then coming up on today's show, I'm going to give you my prediction on who I think win and ultimately my five keys to victory. So give me your score predictions now. Come on. Go down in the comment section, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you come across this video. Let me know. Predict the score. Denver Broncos going up against the Las Vegas Raiders. The over-under in this one, 52 points. The Raiders are favorites by 6. Now, in the games where the Raiders have been favorites, it hasn't been all that great. But I've also seen the Broncos play recently, and they just got beat by 7 points to the Falcons. There's no reason why the Raiders can't beat the Denver Broncos by at least 6 points, right? Right? You know what? I'm a believer in you put your money where your mouth is, and that's exactly what I'm doing in this football game. And I want you all to do the exact same thing. If you want to bet on the Raiders, if you want to bet on how many passing yards Derek Carr is going to have, you can do that at BetUS. It is the internet's #1 sports book, and with my deal, you're not going to find a better one. All you got to do is go to chatsports.com/Raiders. Use my promo code Raiders125 to get you 125% deposit bonus. So if you put down $100, you get $125 for free. Put down $200, guess what? $250 for free. You know what Nation's about? Family. Nation, family, guess what? I got your back. If you are a new BetUS user, right? You got started. What I want you to do is bet on the Raiders to cover the spread against the Broncos. Now, if the Raiders don't cover the spread against the Broncos, I'll cover your bet up to $50. So if you want to put down $50, the Raiders don't cover it, guess what? I got your back. I'll give you $50 on Venmo. Now, if everything that I just said is just way too much information, I know I talk fast. I know my voice sucks because, well, you can blame the Raiders because we won last week. But you can email me, Raiders@chatsports.com for details. If you like everything I said, if you want to bet on the Raiders, email me, Raiders@chatsports.com for details. Now, let's say this. You bet on the Raiders last week. You won a little bit of money, and guess what? You want a little bit more of a taste of that. If you bet on them last week, I'm going to cover your bet again here up to $25, okay? So, again, email me, Raiders@chatsports.com for details. Bet on them to beat the Broncos. I'll cover your bet up to $25. Bottom line is this. I want you to try out BetUS. It's a lot of fun. I want you to bet on the Raiders. Have a good time. Win some money. That's what the show's all about. All right, let's look at the AFC West standings here. The Chiefs, they're 8-1. Raiders 5-3. Broncos 3-5. We just took care of business against the Chargers at 2-6. This is going to be a close race here. And every single game that you can beat a rival, I've talked to players and I've talked to guys on the team. They want to beat the Broncos really freaking bad. Now, I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. Who you got? We're going to get some Broncos fans to come across this video. There's no doubt about it. So I need Raider Nation to go out and get strong here. We got intern Sam in the back. He's actually a Broncos fan giving me the middle finger. Let's show Sam how many Raider fans we got here. Type LV right now. So let him know and let the rest of the Donkey Nation know that, come on, it's going to be Raider Nation only. Raiders got this one. All right, let's look at the AFC playoff picture now where the Raiders are the 6th seed and they need to continue to win games because it's going to be close. It is going to be really, really close here. Yes, you already took care of business against Cleveland, but you have the Dolphins, you have the Colts, and I want to be able to stay in that wild card hunt. So how do you do that? Here are my keys to victory against the Broncos. Get after Drew Lock. There's some games where I watch Drew Lock and he looks really good. And then there's other times I watch Drew Lock and I'm like, man, this guy is, not very good whatsoever. So my first key to victory here is get after Drew Lock. Make sure you pressure him. These are his numbers this year. 6 touchdowns, 6 picks, 3 fumbles. The completion percentage is, well, not very good. Now, not many quarterbacks are good under pressure, right? So the numbers I'm about to show you, take them with a grain of salt. However, Among the 32 starting quarterbacks, this ranks number 22nd in the NFL. Derek Carr is actually not too much better. But against pressure this year, Drew Lock, 20 of 63. He has 2 touchdowns, 3 picks, and he's been sacked 9 times. But honestly, he's done a good job getting away from pressure, not getting sacked, but he hasn't made the best decisions when under pressure. So for me, I'm looking at guys like Max Clee. You got to be able to pressure Drew Lock. And, well, one of the reasons why I'm saying get pressure is because the offensive line, especially for pass blocking for the Broncos, it hasn't been very good. I mean, you can look right here. Here are the worst pass blocking grades according to PFF. Right now, the Denver Broncos are ranked 29th with 55.9. If you don't know what PFF grades are, have you ever taken a test? Imagine getting a 55.9. Yeah, your mom, your dad, they probably wouldn't be very happy about it. So let me know. Name a player that's going to be able to get a sack versus the Broncos. And I know a bunch of y'all are going to say Max Crosby. I want somebody else besides Max. I want to see Clee get a sack. I want to see a guy like Arden Key if he plays, Mo Hurst if he plays. Somebody else needs to be able to step up and get pressure on Drew Lock. So let me know down in the comment section who's going to get a sack. Next key to victory, don't fumble the damn football. I don't know what you got to do to hang on to it. I don't know if you got to get that stick-em stuff from the Little Giants movie. Figure out a way to hang on to the ball because, Derek, I'm looking at you, man. You fumbled 8 times this year. Sure, you've only lost 5 of them. But also, yeah, I shouldn't say only. The fact that you've put the ball on the ground 8 times is not good. Now, you've done a better job, honestly, picking up first downs with your legs. But at the end of the day, you're kind of lucky for only losing 5 of those. And this past week, that fumble at the end of halftime, that could have really, really cost the Raiders. But it's not just Derek Carr, right? I mean, here are the other guys that have fumbled. And where does that rank in terms of the NFL? The most fumbles in the NFL. These are the teams. You got the Cowboys who stink. They got 12. Oh, my God. That's hilarious. And then Washington's got 8. Raiders 7. And then there's 3 teams tied with 6. You're not going to win many football games putting the ball on the ground. But think about it. The Raiders are 5-3, and they have one of the worst turnover differentials in the National Football League. You know who has a worse one? The Denver Broncos at -7. So my bottom line is this. I don't think the Broncos are a good enough football team to beat the Raiders. But if the Raiders turn over the football, if the Raiders put the ball on the ground, that's going to give a team that is not as good as you an opportunity to beat you. So Raider Nation, don't put the ball on the ground. So my dad has always said when I was a kid, playing sports, if I kept dropping the ball, he called me Butterfingers. So you know what? Do you guys even like Butterfingers? Halloween was just a few weeks ago. We had a lot of Butterfingers here in the office. They are already gone. So the candy, do you like Butterfingers? Y for yes or N for no? I do actually like them, but I see a lot of people typing no. It's a very unpopular candy. Butterfingers, yes or no? My next key to victory here for the Las Vegas Raiders, pound the rock. And what do I mean by that? I mean, I don't care if it's not working right away. Continue to stick with the running game and run it down their throats. Because if we can do what we did last week against the Chargers, that's going to be a recipe for success here. Josh didn't get off to a hot start, but you could see they started to wear down that Chargers defense. DeVontae Booker, he came like a freaking fire, I don't know, out of hell, just running down the middle of the field. He looked great, in my opinion. The other reason why, though, I want him to continue to run the football, anytime you're a defense and you get this many carries against you in back-to-back weeks, so in back-to-back weeks, 70 carries total. That's the second most carries in the NFL. So you had the Chargers who, yes, they didn't get in the end zone, but they ran the football down the Broncos' throat. Last week, the Atlanta Falcons ran it 32 times. It didn't really... Ultimately, it wasn't too effective. Now, you could also say that's because of the Falcons' offensive line, and Todd Gurley's not what he used to be. But 70 carries in 2 games, that puts a lot on a defense. So what I want the Raiders to do here is, sure, you can take your shots with Derek Carr. But remember, this is an offensive line that is best running the football. Continue to pound that rock. Next key to victory here. Get Henry Ruggs going. I don't care what it takes, Gruden. I don't care what it takes, Carr. You need to be able to figure out a way to get your first-round rookie, your first pick, going. Because if you continue to get this guy that's just not putting up numbers whatsoever, it's going to be really frustrating. You're going to get Raider Nation mad, right? I mean, in week 1, he looked pretty good. He got banged up. Week 2, didn't really get it going. Week 5 has by far been his best game, but it's been the best game for the Raiders. How can we duplicate that? Week 7, week 8, week 9, I mean, since the bye week, the Raiders have almost, it almost looks like he's not even in the game plan. So get the football in his hands. Yes, he had 10 rushing yards last week, but when you draft a guy in the first round, these numbers are not cutting it. And the other reason why I just simply wanted to get him going is because the offense has been good, right? I don't really do this show just to be good. I do this show to be great, and I want the Raiders' offense to be great. So with only 220 receiving yards, imagine how much better this offense could be if you give Henry Ruggs some confidence. Because to me, you know that he has the talent, you know that he has the speed, and the coaching staff wants him to get going. So all I'm saying is this, and I know people are getting frustrated with Ruggs, and I know people are getting frustrated with Gruden. Be patient. It's going to happen, because I'm going to make a baseball analogy here. Just because a guy's not hitting 300 right away, if you're a good hitter, you're going to start to run into a ball. But what does every man need? What does every person need that plays sports or just does anything in life? A little bit of confidence. Let's give Henry Ruggs a little bit of confidence here. So take a guess. How many total yards for Ruggs in Week 10? Look into your crystal ball. I want to see nothing below 50. Nothing below 50. Also, shout out to Ricky Harrison for the super chat. Much love to you, my man. So how many total yards for Henry Ruggs in Week 10? Let me know down in the comments section. My last key to victory. Linebackers. They need to step up here. And I'm really, looking at one guy and one guy only. You guys can probably guess who it is. Now, Nick Kwiatkowski, he's been solid. Nicholas Morrow has played exactly how you would expect Nicholas Morrow to be. But the Raiders went out. You signed Cory Littleton to 3 years, $35 million. And when that signing happened, we went nuts. We celebrated. We were super excited. The Raiders really aren't using Kyle Wilber much besides special teams, and he's been great in special teams. They're also not using Raekwon McMillan. They've really only used these three linebackers. So, yes, remember, PFF grades, think of them almost as your grades that you'd get at school. 72.2 might not seem very high, but it's actually one of the better grades for linebackers. Nick Kwiatkowski's been solid. Nicholas Morrow's been, up and down. Cory Littleton, though, I'm looking at you. You need to play better, especially against a Denver Broncos team who is really going to try to kill you over the middle of the field. They're going to try to use Noah Fant. They're going to get guys like KJ Hamler involved. Jerry Jeudy, I think he's actually been playing much better. I believe he had 7 catches, 125 yards, and a touchdown last week. The Broncos are going to attack you on the middle of the field. You were signed to be that stop-gap linebacker, to be the best linebacker on our team. All Raider Nation and I are asking for is that you step up, and maybe Paul Gunther, I'm looking at you too. Got to be a little bit better on defense. Now, before I go, I do want to give you guys this opportunity one more time to get started with BetUS. Chatsports.com/Raiders is how you do it. In order to get that 125% deposit bonus, use promo code Raiders125. Now, again, if any of that's just too much information, just email me. It's simple as that. Raiders@chatsports.com for the details. I'm covering people's bets up to $50 for new BetUS users. And also, if you bet on the Raiders last week, I'll cover your bet up to $25. Bottom line is this. If you want to bet on the Raiders, if you want to bet on other NFL games, heck, if you want to bet on how many passing yards Derek Carr is going to have, email me, Raiders@chatsports.com for those details. Now, predict the score one more time before I'm going to give you my score prediction here. So we'll give some shout-outs to some of the people that are watching. We got over 1,000 people right now, and I appreciate that. So the 3-5 Broncos going up against the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders in this one, 6-point favorites. The over-under is 52. So for me, I got the Raiders winning this one 32-24. What I want you guys to do right now is take a screenshot of this, right? Take a screenshot of my score prediction, put it on Twitter, put it on Instagram. You guys can at me, at Mitchell Renz 365. I'll share it as well because I want people to know that I have the Raiders beating the Broncos by 8 points. So I see CJ Merck agreeing with me, seeing Brian Darr agreeing with me. If you think the Raiders are going to win, go ahead and bet on them at BetUS.